Currently, things are hard. They are painful for the young Black entrepreneur. And it's been ongoing for so many years. It doesn't seem like nobody has a solution for the age demographic of Africans that is predominant, which is youth. People are crying of not having jobs in many different countries. Entrepreneurs are crying about making money. And there's just so many complexities in terms of navigating business or entrepreneurship in Africa. My name is Belle Seabo Ame, and I am an entrepreneur myself. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years now. I started at the age of 21 and I'm 31 now. And in the last 10 years, I have seen a lot, I've observed a lot, and it has put me to a place of just immense distress. And that is why I am coming here before you, because I'm like, we have to do something. I have to do something about the state of navigating business for young entrepreneurs here in Africa. And to also just shed light on the complexities and my own little 2 cents of what could be done. So the first one is that the young people in Africa are predominantly conditioned, mentally programmed to go out there and find jobs. So it's quite contradictory that if you've spent 21 years of your life, 25 years of your life being conditioned to be an employee, and then one day you get sparked by this interest and you're like, oh, let me go and become an entrepreneur. You're gonna fail. I'm sorry, but you're gonna fail. Because first of all, your mind is pulling in opposite direction and your desires are pulling you in one direction. Your mind and your desires are not aligned. Your mind is conditioned to be an employee, and your desires want you to be an entrepreneur, and you start your entrepreneurship journey, and then 5 years down the line, 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, you quit and you want to find a job because why? It's a conversation we need to have as African people. It's a conversation we need to have as young people. It's a conversation that the adults need to have, because it is the parents that raise their children saying, "Wanaka, translated to English, my child, please go and get yourself educated so that you can go and find a job. Never, please, my child, go get educated so that you can go out there and create jobs." So if we're going to tackle the complexities that we are experiencing as entrepreneurs in Africa, it starts with cultivating the entrepreneurial mindset. And cultivating the entrepreneurial mindset is so layered because, like I said, I've been in it for 10 years and I'm still having my own challenges. I'm still trying to decondition my mind and reprogram it to the reality that I want to experience. And it takes a lot of going internally and looking at your internal world and what makes up your internal world. I was lucky at the age of 25 to be supported by parents to go to India and meditate and really assess myself. But not every single person has that luxury. However, you have education, you have different tools available to you. Educate yourself, be on the internet, and create time to spend time with yourself, to observe yourself so that you can see what are your programming, what are the things you need to learn, what are the things you need to unlearn. It's a hard task. If you need assistance with it, we coach people who want to find themselves and create their lives. I went through it, I walked the journey and was in the crossfire for you. So definitely reach out if you're interested in that. And then the second one, when it comes to the complexities of navigating entrepreneurship in Africa, is an inferiority complex. We have an immense inferiority complex as the mass population, and I don't even know how we're even going to begin to resolve that. Let me switch off the aircon. For those who are watching, you're possibly hearing the air conditioner. It's quite hot. I mean, we are in Africa, Botswana. The sun is blazing. Everybody knows I'm trying to even switch off at the camera. I don't even know why, but I'm super passionate right now because enough is enough. I'm tired. I am absolutely tired of the status quo of things because everybody is just crying, 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 crying. Me, me, me. We want jobs. Now, we're going to move on to point Number 3, the infrastructure of Africa. Trading is hard. Trading is just so complex. To want to get goods from Botswana to take them to Nigeria, to Kenya, to wherever, it's just expensive. It's so bloody expensive to travel in Africa. And then you get to Europe, you can just take a flight for £20, for £40 to somewhere to send goods around. It's just so easy. And we in Africa have all these different organizations, one after the other. You've got Africa, you've got AU, you've got this one, you've got this one, you've got SAC, you've got SADC, you've got and so much money is spent on conferences, having conversations. How many conversations are we going to have? We've been having those conversations for so many years. Yes, dialogue is very important. I understand it. It puts people together and they share ideas. But also, can't we just say half of that budget that we spend on mobilizing people to go to Ethiopia for a conference, can't we take that money and literally create channels in which it could be actually practically easier to trade? So I'm employing different international organizations that are continuously always in dialogue. If you want to really shift the needle, please put the infrastructure in place so that we are able to trade. Then the 4th point is the systems that we are using in these businesses that we are creating, and even just information about businesses. A lot of the information that you have about businesses is literally from the Western world. When you get on YouTube and you're like, oh, how to start a business, it's all information that is from the Western world. And the business environment in the Western world is very much different from the environment that we have here in Africa. 85% of the businesses in Africa are of the informal sector. So you can only imagine that all these processes and this information about business knowledge that we find online, half the time is not even applicable to our own context. So different people who are in business and have successful businesses, please help us. What systems are you using in your business? And can we use them in our own businesses, given that we are in the same context, which is Africa? Let's play the game using our rules and not rules that come from the outside. And then the mentorship programs that are being offered in the African continent, I don't know if they are breeding anything worthwhile or they are creating entrepreneurs, because a lot of people are still struggling in the entrepreneurial field. Some have gone for mentorship and they come back and it's still the same thing. Do we need to have a different mentorship program that takes in our environment as opposed to taking this one blanket or one size fits all solution that is borrowed from somewhere and is being tried to be enacted in our context? Now, what can we do to navigate the complexities of Africa? And also, one of the complexities that I didn't address is financing. That's an issue. Money. It seems like other continents tend to get access to funds more than we do here as young people in the African continent. And I think it's an issue of trust. We are branded in a very negative way, negative light a lot of the times in media. As African people or Black people. So maybe it's an issue of trust, it's an issue of access, who knows? But what can we do as young entrepreneurs to navigate the complexities that we're faced with, to navigate these challenges and to make certain things accessible to ourselves? Let us go back to the African ways. I propose the barter system. This barter system, basically, it'll be like, Belle, you're an entrepreneur, you specialize in wellness, in coaching. I am Shatani, I'm a lawyer, and I just started my business and I need the skills that you have. So could we do a barter exchange of exchanging our skill set? I kid you not, that is the future. To say, I have this skill, you have this skill. How much do you value your skill? If your skill is valued at 10,000 pula, how much of my skill, or how many times would you need to use my skill, which is valued at 2,000 pula? 5 times. Okay, 10,000, 2,000 times 5, it gives you 10,000, 10,000. And then you exchange your skill set, because we've got too many people who are geniuses, who are talented, who are skilled, sitting at home, and their brains are rotting away. Because mind you, if you don't exercise your brain and keep on using that skill, it is going to rot away, because it is science. It's a neural pathway. The neural pathway that's not used withers away. So if you don't want to wither away, approach other people, approach other young people who are entrepreneurs and say, what you're doing in your business, how can we trade amongst one another? We understand the barter system. Our ancestors used it. The problem now is, like I said, we have so many systems that we're using in our environment that are not related to our own context, that we don't have subconscious programming about. But barter system, it's in our DNA. Our ancestors used it. So it's time that we study our ancestors and bring back the different things that they used to do, but obviously innovating them. So the starting point, barter system, exchange of skills. Once you have a lawyer, a marketer, a finance person, and you're an entrepreneur with a skill of value, and then you give them your skills, and then you say, bring your skills into my company. Would the company not grow? Do you think that's a dumb idea or a good idea? I think it's a good idea, so let us start right now. Thank you so much for watching these videos on navigating the complexities of Africa. Those are the complexities. How do we navigate them? The barter system, you had it here first with Balsaba Ame. Don't say that I didn't tell you. Like, don't even waste my time. I've given you the solution. Thank you for watching. Bye.